Have you ever looked at your to be read list and thought, yeah, this is a total mess?
Or worse, felt completely overwhelmed and ended up scrolling Netflix instead of picking up a book?
We've all been there. And that's why today on Library-ish, we're tackling the art of building the perfect TBR, a reading list that actually works for you.
We'll walk you step by step through setting goals, balancing your picks, and adding a little fun along the way. By the end, you'll have the tools to make your TBR inspiring instead of overwhelming.
Let's go. All right.
TBRs.
TBRs. Here's a little opening thing to sort of consider. You ever go to your bookshelf or like look at your Libby app or your Goodreads and you feel totally overwhelmed? All the books are just like staring you in the face.
Yeah.
Going, please read me. And when you bring in the new stack and they're like, but why though? I'm right here.
Because the pull of new books is too much, you know?
Yeah.
It's that adorable picture where you have one girl walk in one direction and a man and a girl walk in the other direction, and he's turning his head and he's like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And the girl walking that way is new books, and the girl on this side is like, and it's the collection that you've already got, like books you need to be on your TBR list, and they're like,
So we're talking today about TBR lists. TBR is to be read. These are those books that you leave the bookstore with, that you know you're going to read someday.
Of course.
They're on that list. You know you're going to read them. They're stacked by your bedside. They're everywhere.
Toppling precariously in the tall tower.
In the breeze of your air conditioning.
You know, one of these days, because I literally have a nightstand beside my bed, and on my nightstand, I do have a little tower of books because I get new books, and I'm like, when I finish you, I'm gonna do you. When I read you, I'm gonna read you next, and and they're in this little order, but it keeps kind of, you know, getting taller and taller. And one of these nights, it's gonna be, and it's gonna be on my tombstone. Died under the weight of her TBR.
Yeah, crushed under the weight of her TBR.
Sorrows and prayers, prayers and sorrows.
I know. I have the bedside stack as well, and I have one of those cube things at my bedside. So there are books on top, and then there are books inside.
Oh, I've seen those. Those are delightful.
Cubes. And then of course I have, in previous episodes, I have mentioned how many books I have in a couple of different rooms. They're just sort of all over.
And those are the physical books.
Oh, yeah. I have also mentioned that I happen to have an extensive digital collection that maybe several terabytes and several hard drives worth.
Not that extensive, but same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got more Kindle books in my little library than I do physical books in my house. So.
Yeah, no, I love Calibre. Calibre is a great free tool that you can use to read EPUB, but it also reads PDFs and things like that. That lets you mark the books up and highlight and leave notes. It's great.
The digital ones get me because they'll go on sale for like $1. And I'll be like, it's only $1. It's just 100 pennies. I mean, it's pennies.
Yeah.
So you buy it, and then it just kind of adds up and adds up and adds up.
Well, and you know, I don't know if they still do it, but Amazon used to do a thing where you would get free digital books if you had, and a book on algebra, fantastic. Oh, a book on political science, fantastic. Oh, a free book on, and would just one after another after another.
Yeah.
All those books that are zero. It's not the Kindle Unlimited. It's actually something different where it was just.
See, I don't do Kindle Unlimited. I don't
either.
I don't like it. I don't want to pay $10 a month for a book that I'm going to give back anyway. You know, I mean, I could do that with the library for free. Just saying.
Exactly.
With Libby, I can borrow a book and I can read it and I can give it back. And I paid a grand total of nothing.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to, and I understand it's $10 a month. It's not very expensive, but I mean, after a year, that's $120. I'm like,
no,
I could have bought a lot of iced coffees with that.
That's almost an entire Prime membership.
Right?
Cost.
See, I have a fear that I'm going to check out a book from Kindle Unlimited, pay my $10 a month, and I'm going to like it so much that I'm going to want to buy it. Then I've wasted that $10
Right.
So I'm paying the price of the book plus the $10 to
Right.
read it, and it makes it more expensive. And I'm like, if I should have just gone to the library. You should just go to the library, because it's just things are already so expensive.
Yeah, that's very true.
Just
But in light of the way that things are so expensive now, you may be thinking about your to be read habits. And you may want to come up with something a little more refined. And that's what we're going to help you do today, is come up with some step-by-step strategies that will help you create a TBR that's a little more definitive maybe than what you have. I know for me, mine's everywhere. My tastes are so eclectic. And I'm hoping to be helped by this as well. One of the first things you could do is you could define your reading goals.
That's true. At the beginning of every year, I have a set number of books that I want to read. Before the campfire, back when things in my life were normal, the old normal, which if you live in paradise, there's a before and then there's an after. I was reading $150 books a year.
Yeah.
And I had that goal and I would meet it and it was lovely and the library was helping me and I would bring home stacks of books and I would able
That's
to read
incredible.
It was lovely.
Yeah.
The campfire rolled through and now I'm in this new normal where my time is spent in different ways.
Yeah.
And so I'm lucky if I get 30 to 50 books in a year. I mean, I'm really lucky if I get to 50.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, did I pause time? No, but so I set a goal, and it's good that once you set goals like this to go through and be like, okay, now which books can I set up to read to reach this goal?
Yeah, absolutely. And there are a few different ways that you could do it. You can set those goals by setting a seasonal goal, like for the year, for the fall, for the whatever. Even for a weekend, if you're going away or you have Labor Day weekend is coming up, maybe you just want to set a goal for that and say, I want to read 3 books this weekend, or I want to read 5 books this weekend, or whatever. You can definitely do that. It's definitely helpful. Getting involved with challenges like our 25 and 25 can help you.
Oh, that's so much fun. Yeah,
absolutely. It can help you gamify what you're doing so that there's some incentivization, which helps a lot of people be able to stick to a goal. So that's another way to do it.
I like the 25 and 25 because if you're like me, your TBR has so many books in it, you forget what you put in it. Like I'll like when I buy books on a Kindle or because I keep track with Goodreads. Goodreads is the app that I usually keep track. You can mark certain books, want to read, currently reading, so on and so forth. It kind of just keeps you on track.
You talk about using Goodreads as a tracker.
Yes. Okay.
I have Goodreads top 5 books that are on people's TBR tracking lists for Goodreads. The first one is Ember in Ashes, which is the book one of a series by Sasha Tahir. The second one's Daughter of the Drowned Empire, another book one by Frankie Diane Malice. No More Tears. This is the one that I would be like, oh, yes, please. No More Tears, Dark Secrets of Johnson & Johnson by Gardner Harris.
That sounds interesting.
Doesn't that sound interesting? I'm like, ooh, that's right up my alley. Blood Slaves by Marcus Redman and Demon Copperhead by Barbara Kingsolver.
Demon Copperhead,
huge book
that was
year.
really popular. We couldn't keep that one in.
Yeah.
She's a popular writer too.
Yeah, so that's still showing up on people's TBRs. So that's what's happening over. Yeah, another way you can do is genre. So you could say, I want to read X number of mysteries and just focus on the mystery books that are on your TBR collection and just prioritize those because mood has a lot to do with it. I know it does for me.
That's why, there's a lot of fun ways to attack your TBR. And one of them, I've seen this on the internet and I've wanted to do it so many times, but I'm a flavor reader. Sometimes I'll be like, gosh, I really feel like a mystery. Other times I'm like, gosh, I want a love story. And like, for example, I started reading, if you've listened to this before, you've heard me, I love Emily Henry. I love her. She's a great romance author. She just came out with a book called Big Beautiful Life. Well, there's only one of hers that I have not read yet. And it's I believe it's called Friends You Meet on Vacation. And it's a cute one. and I started it, and it's good and everything's great, but I want to escape more. I want to read to escape a bit more. So I'm putting it down. I'm like, you're going
It's
back
a little
into
too
my
close to the day-to-day
yeah,
reality.
you know,
a little too adjacent.
Right? It is. I'm like, I want, give me fantasy. I want to pretend
You want
I'm
dragons.
Not, yes,
I
want dragons. I want dragons. So I put it aside. I put it back in my TBR, and I'm going to go look for something that's a bit more of that. But if you have a long TBR, there's one fun little trick that you can do where you get a jar. Write down all the books in your TBR on these little slips, fold them and put them in the jar one by one. And then when your jar is, full of your TBR, put a touch, shake it, mix it up, and then close your eyes and reach your hand in and pick out, the winner, you know? I can't do that because I'll pick out one and be like, not right now. Not right now.
That's me. I love that you call it flavors because I do also do this with food where I am like, no, today is a hamburger day. No, today is a burrito day. And I can't just go, oh, well, what do I have in the fridge? That's what I'm having. It's like, no. If I have to find the thing in the fridge that matches the flavor I'm looking for. Well, and I do that with books, the exact same thing. If I am not in the mood to read a classic, there's no jar in the world that is going to talk me into like, it's To Kill a Mockingbird Day. It's just not going to happen if I'm not in that spot right then. But if you're a person that you just want to get to that end and maybe you don't have that issue. Maybe you're in a place, and this happens to me too, where you're like, I don't know what I want right now, but I know that I should be reading a certain amount, and I don't want to not read just because I don't feel it.
Right.
The jar is a great idea to be able to pick something without having an emotional investment.
Right.
And just go, I'm just going to knuckle down and do it. Another thing you can do is come into the library and talk to one of us for recommendations. Our staff all read.
Yeah.
And we can help you get read-alikes for things that you are already reading and genres or books, authors you like.
Chico's got a whole display. Chico's wall. I don't know if they took it down already, but they had, if you read and liked, and then they had a picture of books, try, and then they had, books coming down from it on this big display board. Charity made it. She's so amazing. If you've met Charity,
We've talked about her a bunch of times because she's awesome.
She's great. But yeah, and our book clubs can help with that too.
Absolutely. That way you can come in, and if you need something a little more organized, a lot of the book clubs, you can see what our lists are on our website. So you can pick and see and there are also genres. We're starting new book clubs in Paradise starting in September.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm going to be
at
all
that.
Excited. Oh my gosh, because we have 3 new book clubs starting, because we up here in Paradise, we've got our regular the Friends run. The ones our friends at the library, they run a monthly one. But these ones, we're going to have the Velvet Bookmark, which is romance. I'm going to that one on a monthly basis, just so you know. I'm going to that on a monthly basis.
She's already told me.
Yeah, I'm done. Okay. I'm like, nope, sorry, boss, I'm out. We're going to have Mystery, etc., which is going to be mysteries and etc. It's going to be so much fun. And then Joe's amazing. Joe's going to, he's one of the new employees here. He's going to start a sci-fi book club, but it's going to have a game component to it.
Such a great twist for a book club.
It's so interactive. It's so fun. So you would take the book home, because we provide the books. If you didn't know that, if you haven't done the book club before, you come into the library, say, I want to attend this meeting because you're reading this book and that looks amazing. And we're like, oh, by the way, here's the book. You take the book home, you read it.
We have to make the sound, by the way.
Oh yeah, 100%. You're welcome. So you take the book home, read the book, and when you come in, Joe's got this game that's based on the book. And you guys can play this fun game and talk about the book while you're playing it, and it's just going to be so great, and I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
It's such a great twist.
It's so unique too,
because to be able to play a book that's connected in some way to play a game that's connected in some way to the book that you're in. Can we play the book? To be able to play a game that's connected in some way to the book that you're reading is such a novel idea.
Right?
It's so exciting. And I can't wait to.
I was really surprised to see how, because I'm like, when he first came up to me and he's like, I think I want to do this book club. And I'm like, yeah, but can you do that like on a consistent basis. How many games are even out there? He came up to me, Tracy, with the receipts.
Yeah.
He's like, this and this and this and this
You
and
plan
this.
the first year immediately.
Yeah, there's so many games that are based on wonderful books.
Yeah.
It drives me crazy. I could not. Wow.
And we're not talking about like graphic novels. We're talking about
books.
Literature.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's fascinating. It's so good.
It's going to be great.
And, going back to that whole idea of, feeling a genre or feeling an author or whatever, that book flavor.
Mm-hmm.
If you decide to change your mind halfway through a book, that's okay, right?
Yeah.
You can just stop reading things that you don't want to continue.
That's what I'm doing with the Emily Henry.
Yeah. Or if maybe you want to continue it, just not right now. And you're like, I need to come back to this. This is not where I'm at right now.
Mm-hmm.
That is completely okay. Books don't judge you. The book isn't going to be like
silently judging you.
You put me down. Despite the memes we were talking about earlier being like, you bought more books.
How could you?
Yeah, they don't.
I'm going to my
do that.
sister's now.
Yeah, exactly. That's more your own conscience.
Yeah.
So you can ignore that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and know that if you're not feeling something, go ahead and stop reading it. Pick up something else.
Mm-hmm.
You can always come back to the other.
To paraphrase Stephen King, who I've done this. I cannot get through a Stephen King book. I've had it on my TBR list for so very long because I loved the movies. I loved Tim Curry. I just and I want to read the book because every single patron I talk to that reads Stephen King is like, he's the best author ever.
Yeah.
I love him. And I read his on writing book and I thought he was a great guy. I can't get through one of his gosh darn books.
Well, they are doorstops.
They're intense. But he, in his on writing book, to paraphrase, he said, I'm 55 years old. Why waste my time on writing I don't want to read?
Well, that's another thing that should be discussed. Quitting. I'll just come back to it in another time. Sometimes there are books you just look at and you go, you know what? Not for me. I know that I did that with The Vampire Lestat. I read Interview with a Vampire. I was like, this is fantastic. This is really good. Okay, let me go to book 2. And then the first paragraph, it's like, well, everything that he told you, it was a lie. This is a real story. This is how the reporter opens the book talking to Lestat. And it's all from a different point of view. And I was like, okay, I don't have time. I can't. I'm not. I don't. Now I'm out.
I've done the thing where I forced myself to finish it.
Yeah.
Like I have 100-page rule on books.
Yeah.
I will read 100 pages. I figure now, if in 100 pages you can't hook me, you're not gonna. Yeah. And I put the book, I send it on its merry little way. Now I have book of the month subscriptions and stuff like that to help with my TBR list. And they come in and I'll get one of these and I will force myself to finish reading it. And then at the end of it, I'm like, well, that was a giant waste of time that I could have spent reading. I could have spent reading something that I enjoyed.
Those are several hours I'll never get back.
Right, exactly. Time is precious.
It's true.
I'm 55 years old. I'm not 55, but
and I'm not anymore either. So I'm nostalgic about
I don't have enough time to waste on books I don't like to read. So, when you've got your TBR, your list, you go through it, pick what flavor you like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I especially like doing with my TBR list? I like to choose seasonal books like around Christmas time. That's like for example, there's a book, a mystery book called Everybody in My Family Has Killed Someone. It's actually the Paradise Mystery Etc. Club. This is the book they're starting with. It's an amazing mystery, and it's got a ton of clues. Everything is a clue in it. You're going to be like guessing until the very end, and when the end comes, you're going to like, oh, it's going to be amazing. It's so much fun. I 100% recommend it. It's by Benjamin Stevenson, and he wrote that one, and then he wrote one about a train. Everybody on this train has killed someone, and that's a great one. He wrote a Christmas one called Everyone This Christmas Has a Secret, and that one's on my TBR, but I'm waiting until Christmas time so that I can read my Christmas book during Christmas.
Well, you can do what some people do. Like some people read Christmas books in July.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
You know, some people, you get that Christmas vibe and
Uh-huh.
you're like, I'm just going to read it now.
I like to put them together. I'll get like every so often I'll get like a fall book or a cozy fall book that's around Halloween or something like that, and I'll read that around the time, and I'm just like, oh, this is so nice. You know, but
no, it's a great thing to do. I mean, and that's another like goes back to pairing with seasons and things like that. It's a great way to manage a TBR for sure. Another thing that is an issue and can be an issue is dealing with like reading burnout.
Oh yeah,
because you do read so many things. One of the things to keep in mind when you're trying to get through a TBR is ordering the books in a way that's balanced. Maybe you want to follow up a really heavy read with something a little lighter. Maybe you want to follow up a mystery that is, you know, maybe more like closer to a true crime mystery with something cozy if you're going through a genre. But you definitely, or you could even mix genres, you know, hit a mystery and then hit the Emily Henry.
See, yeah, sticking with the food now. I'm so sorry. Books are food to me.
Well,
you know,
they're very similar.
Every time I read one, I feel like I'm consuming it. You know, I'm eating it, and then at the end of it, I feel either sated, like, oh, I loved that. That was delicious, or I feel like, ugh, I really shouldn't have eaten that. Now my stomach hurts. Oh, I hate this author. You know, I've done it with a couple of books. Anyway, but I look at it as a palate cleanser almost.
Yeah.
You know, you read something that leaves a bad taste on your mouth, and you're just like, ugh. So you go for something that you know is going to be comfortable.
And you know, that's actually referred to as an anchor book.
Oh, hey, look at that.
So anchor books are either series or authors or things like that you know you really like. For me, it would be Terry Pratchett. I know I'm not going to read a Terry Pratchett book and go,
yeah.
So what you could do is pair that anchor book, follow it up with what you could call a stretch book, which is something that would stretch your reading repertoire, either with genre or it's a new author or something like that, so that you're reading outside your comfort zone. And then maybe you get the ick, but you know you're going to follow it up with something you really like.
And I'm one of those people where when I'm eating food again, one of those people where I'm eating a plate of food, I'll always save the best bite for last. The bite that I know is the best.
Yeah.
Like you eat a sandwich, you eat around the middle, and you save that middle one just for that last bite.
Yeah.
That's the kind of eater I am, and that's the kind of reader I am. So the backside of that is like when Onyx Storm came out. Do you remember me? I was talking about Onyx Storm. I need that more than I need my next breath. I got it. I bought it the moment it came out, and then I put it on my bookshelf. And I didn't open it.
Story of my life.
And it sat there, and my sister read it, and she's like, why haven't you read Onyx Storm? This is Rebecca Yarros. It's the number 3 in the series. It started with Fourth Wing, but this is the
Fourth Wing is our Romance Book Club's first book,
by
the way.
It's so addictive. You should read it. Join us. Yes.
Just mentioning that.
Join us. But it sat there, and she's like, I read that. I devoured it in one night. Why haven't you cracked it? And I'm like, because that's my palate cleanser. That's because I'm trying to go through my TBR and I know I'm going to hit one. Like, for example, I didn't care for Outlander. I did not care for that book. It left a bad taste in my mouth. I really disliked it. Yeah. And I had to read a palate cleanser. Well, I'm saving that one. That's my break glass in case of emergency book. That one right there. And I don't want to read it just yet because once I read it, I don't have my break glass in case of emergency book.
Once you read it, it's been read.
Yes.
How you can't go back?
I can't go reread it. You know,
can't go back. Not for a while anyway, because I do reread books.
Me too.
But you know, that's also a thing you can do. You know, as your anchor book is if there are books that you know you want to reread, maybe something you read as a kid that you want to check out at a different stage in your life and see how you feel about it. Maybe that's a book to go to as a palate cleanser. That's another great option. Yeah.
Now you're using palate cleanser.
I'm in on the food analogy. I need no convincing.
Was lunch.
I need no convincing. Shoot, for lunch I had popcorn. That's not. I should not be talking about palate at all because obviously mine is not. You know. But another thing you can do to help yourself is you can eat the elephant one bite at a time.
Food. I'm sorry. Continue.
Well, no, another food analogy. It's just now we're eating an elephant,
Yeah.
which please don't do that. Elephants are our friends.
Yes.
Please
And
don't
I'm
do
sure
that.
they taste rather gamey, so please
Yeah,
no.
let's not. They've got to be tough.
Yeah.
So, but the point is, maybe instead of looking at all the books, like that would be a problem. That's for me when I'm like, I have 100 books in my house, and that's not just the ones I can see, not the ones on my hard drive.
Yeah.
Instead of thinking I have to get through all of those books as a TBR, set a smaller, reachable goal of this season. I will read X number of books, and this is what I'll do. That way, you don't feel like as the way I often feel, there are thousands of books and many genres that I want to read, and research I want to do, and things I want to learn about. And so instead, I am just going to sit here and do none of that, because that is a lot. I don't know where to start. And, just give yourself the one bite. Give yourself a small goal. And, it also doesn't have to be a whole book. Maybe you just set a 10-page a night goal.
Oh, that's a good one.
Maybe you just set a short or 5 pages. Again, nobody's looking over your shoulder. This isn't something that you're not getting graded unless you're in school, and then you're getting
and then you are, then ignore us completely.
Yeah, then just pass that. But if you're an adult and you do this, you're not getting graded. Just read a page or two, read a few paragraphs, read the introduction to the book you're interested in, and see if it strikes you and you want to go further. I mean, that's a technique in any sort of self-development, whether it's, decluttering your home, or it's trying a fitness routine. Set a timer for 5 minutes and do read for 5 minutes, and then you will likely keep going.
See, I'm weird. I am weird and a little nutty, and it's fine. I am.
I am. Know.
Yeah. Stinker. So what a lot of times, if I've reached a stalemate where I just can't start, I can't get myself to start a new book, I will get up and physically reorganize my TBR books, my books in my room.
That's such a great idea.
I will pull them out. I will put them in little categories. I will reorganize them. And as I'm reorganizing them, usually I'll be able to find 1 or 2 that I'm like, oh, I forgot I had that one. I'd like to read that now. And I do the same thing with my Kindle.
That's like going through your refrigerator and trying to find something to eat. And you're standing there and you go, I'm just going to move.
Yeah, I'm just, if you can't sit down and settle on one, why not just kind of move everything around until, oh, look, there's a jar of maraschino cherries I didn't realize I had. I'm just going to eat that whole thing. That sounds great.
Snack on those until I figure it out.
Right.
But that's such a great idea, because you do forget what you have, and you do forget your connection, especially if you are the kind of person that goes into a bookstore and always leaves with a stack. That's a great way to It's shopping your own collection, essentially. Well, which is also great if you come into the library. If you don't know what you want, come into the library and just browse. Just browse among the shelves.
Oh, yeah. Go by and take your fingers. Do this, do this, do this. Take your fingers and go along the spines. And as you walk, just kind of run your fingers all over. It's so calming. I know it sounds weird, but it's so calming. And it just kind of takes your mind, because you're it's just so nice. Just do it. Do it.
I mean, what do you got to lose?
Right?
But you can come and you can look at the new books. Maybe you want to read something that you're like, I want to read something that's current that I can talk to people about now. You can see the new books that we have. You can see the classics that we have. You can see so that can help you if you shop a collection. That can really help you make a choice about what to read.
Yeah, and
advice.
It's I have this weird habit. It's so much fun. A movie, like a trailer, will be released, or a movie will be released or dropped on a streaming service or something, and it's based on a book. And I'll look at that, and if the movie looks really good, I'll tell myself, I'm not going to watch that, because I want to read the book, because I want to read the book and then watch the movie, because I've been doing that since I was a kid. And I'll put it on site, and I'll get the book, and I'll wait. And then my friend's like, oh, have you seen the movie? No, I'm not watching that yet. I have to read the book first. But it's been out. Nope. I have to read the book first. Are you reading the book right now? No, not yet. but I'm gonna.
Title has not been pulled out of the jar yet.
No, it hasn't. I pulled it out and I said, no, not right now.
No, exactly. What was the other one? Going back to that jar thing, you were talking about scratchers.
Oh yes. There's if you go to you have to go to Etsy for this, unfortunately, but what you can do is there are a lot of creators that will take your TBR list, like you send them your TBRs and they'll produce, like those lottery scratchers where you take a little coin and you scratch. It'll produce something like that where you go through and you scratch one off and it tells you what you're reading, or you can even have it where it has the title and then you scratch it off and it shows the cover as you read them. It's so much fun, and it's like gambling without all the other stuff. It's just the fun scratching of it, without the
without the downside of
the addiction and the ugliness of it,
all that stuff.
Reading is enough to be addicted to.
Oh, I mean, for sure. But all this reading that we're doing and everything, one of the things that can be a help as well is tracking what you're reading. Certainly, because especially if you're going back to things or you're reading authors that publish a lot, keeping track can really save you time, because you don't want to get halfway through a book and go, dang it, I know I read this, dang it, and find out they changed the cover and all the things. If you keep a tracker, then you're able to.
I talked to 2 patrons today, Traci, that checked out books and then came back maybe 10 to 20 minutes later, plopped it on the counter and said, I already read this.
It's one of the dangers of being a regular reader and having a TBR and everything. I actually have bought several copies of the same book.
Oh.
Because I'm like, oh yeah, I want to read that one. I'm going to go and buy it. And then it gets buried by other TBRs. And then I'm like, oh, I really want to read that book. And it's Groundhog Day. And I just buy it again.
I've done that.
Yeah.
I do that so often because we have these wonderful book sales. And all the books sold at the book sales are so cheap that
it's such a great way.
Right. I'll be doesn't matter which branch I'm at. Doesn't matter. I'll be going through all these wonderful, delicious books. And I'll find one. I'm like, oh, I really want to read that. And I'll buy it. I'll give the friends the money and I'll get home and I'm like, you're going to go right. Oh no, you're already here.
Because you're reading logs.
But it happens,
It absolutely happens. We actually talked in our last podcast, which you can check out, about tagging books and things like that. You can tag items that you have read so that when you're searching, you can remind yourself, oh, I read this book. You certainly can also print your checkout history. But there is something to be said for putting a tag on a book separate from that and being like, read that already done this one, so that you don't make that mistake either with a digital book or whatever. And check your reading history on your account when you are looking at books at home in the catalog. You can see whether you've read a thing or not. It won't show when you're looking at the item record, but if you look at your own account, you are able to access the books you've read, so you can see whether you've read an item before or not.
It's so funny because I think it was Mary Kondo, the minimalist idea where they say, ideally you should have no more than 15 books in your TBR. And I'm like what, on the nightstand? Like in my car?
Yeah, on my lap.
What
do you mean?
You do want to keep your TBR manageable, but at the same, because I'll do that thing. I'll do that ADHD thing where I'm like, ooh, and I move it into my TBR and then I completely forget it exists. Until I'm going through my TBR of, hundreds and thousands of books. I'm like, oh, I did put that there. Oh, that does exist.
That's, I think, one of the other reasons why I love downloading books is because I can do a search. I just did that recently. I was looking at books on the history of Africans in the United States, because there's a whole genre of literature of nonfiction books about African civilizations that
Mhm.
had come and explored America before Western
Oh wow.
cultures did. And a lot of great scholars who've written a lot of great pieces on that. So I'm looking for these books. That same night, I also got sidetracked and was looking at books on the age of revolutions.
Mhm.
So I'm like, I know there's this one book, and I'm like, do I have it? And when you have the digital books, you could search by title,
Right.
and your computer indexes everything. And so
Uh-huh.
I'm swapping hard drives trying to find these books. Did I have this author? Did I have these books? Have I already downloaded them? Because otherwise, I would have 6 digital copies.
Yeah.
And I did catch some. I was like, okay, I already have this book. I don't need to download it again.
Oh, squirrel.
Yeah. But it's very helpful when you're
Mhm.
all over the place with your tastes to be able
Yeah.
to search. That does become difficult when you're
Yeah.
physical
And
books.
when you're
If you're disorganized, you're like, I'm bringing this home and we'll plonk this in this. Oh, wait, I cannot plonk these new books over here. I will plonk them over there. And then the same books are on opposite sides of the room for 4 years until you're like,
yeah. See, this is why there's a difference. I'm going to explain it to you. There's a bookworm and a book dragon. So
yes,
bookworms are voracious readers and they will read everything, but they don't keep them. They take them, they read them, they give them back. A lot of library users are bookworms. You take them, you read them, you give them back. There are a percentage of us that are book dragons in the way that we hoard books. We gather books in our hoard, and even we could have read them, we could have not read them, they could be our best friends, but they're ours, and those stories are ours, and we hoard that.
there's actually, I'm looking up right now. I'm sorry that I'm not speaking. I know, but I'm looking up. There's actually a Japanese word for book hoarder.
It's not book dragon, because that's what I've been using.
Well, no, that's definitely what we are. But
Rawr.
let's see. The Japanese word for a book hoarder who buys books but does not read them is sandoku.
Ooh, not Sudoku.
No, not Sudoku. No, it's sandoku.
Sandoku. Yep.
Don't do that.
You're in good company if you do, though.
Learn from my example, because that's me. I absolutely just buy the book, and then I'm like, and I has book.
Yeah.
And now I has book.
I has book.
The whole point of having books is to extract the joy of having the book to read. Don't just, I mean, yes, book dragon. Sandoku. Rawr.
Okay, so let's recap. Start with your reading goals, take inventory of what you already have, balance your list, keep it manageable, add the fun factor, and don't forget to track and adjust as you go.
The perfect TBR isn't about finishing every book. It's about creating a list that keeps you reading.
Mm-hmm. We'd love to hear how you build your own TBR. Share your tips with us on social media or drop us a message through the Butte County Library.
And don't forget to subscribe to Library-ish so you never miss an episode. Until next time, happy reading.
Bye.
Bye.